I'm going to Toronto tomorrow morning. I know I'm forgetting something.
I woke up at 5 a.m. to get ready for the flight. It was rough, but I really enjoyed the quiet before everyone woke up. And I don't know what it is, but coffee and a bagel make me feel really sophisticated and important.
And immediately found a place to have lunch. Poke and a flight of local beers, and I just vibed. Soaked in the Toronto-ness. The waiter appeared to gather a lot of information about me through observation, and it would have been creepy if he hadn't been so Canadian. After that, I followed my curiosity to Little Canada. If you couldn't guess already, it is an exhibit of miniaturized versions of all the provinces. And it's really frickin' spectacular.
Where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
Out of everything, I think this hotel was my favorite. Each room had a different story unfolding, some normal, some strange. They also had a miniaturization pod where you could get a miniaturized version of yourself to be put in the exhibit. And it could have just been an art installation, but they let you get a peek behind the curtain to see how everything worked.
So I just saw it stays 10 years of building.
Wow. I got to talk to the miniature makers and see a new area that they're working on, so I can't wait to go back. Finally, I got to check into the hotel and take a big old nap. My beautiful friends arrived, and we went out to dinner with delicious cocktails, mirrored bathrooms, and revealing Picasso paintings.
Adventures!
The next morning, we went off into Toronto for a food tour. Our intrepid tour guide, Jason, was fantastic, and he told us so many different stories of the city.
So this was just like filled with dogs and dog lovers.
Including where Baryshnikov defected, Traveling Matt's fountain from Fraggle Rock, and how Toronto came to be Toronto. Then we explored the culture of the city in food. This included the fantastic apple cakes from Magic Muffin, a Lebanese establishment. And then we traveled to St. Lawrence Market, where I was blindsided by the beauty of several of my crushes on the wall. We were introduced to classic Toronto food, like pea meal bacon sandwiches and butter tarts.
Alright.
Holy fuck, yeah.
That good?
The mustard. I might bring
Who's
some back
everybody
for me.
else?
Hi.
Delish, right?
Welcome to the interstitial workshop between worlds video that has nothing to do with the content we usually produce.
We also wandered onto a film set and got to talk to the techies. And we ended at Say What.
Say
For some lovely beer and cross-cultural conversation.
We take the piss out of ourselves all the time, so like satire is like really popular in Canada, much like the way it is in England.
Yes.
Of course, then we had to go to a museum. The Royal Ontario Museum had an exhibit about death, so we had to see that. Some of my favorite items were these Japanese illustrations of bodies decaying, a burial pod, some very sexual pottery about exchanging fluids, this drawing of a Japanese ghost, this reflective memorial tree, and these Mexican skeletons and La Catrina. Then we went through the rest of the museum and got to see some nifty things.
It's not great, but you know, it's old. It's not great, but it's old. Pottery throwdown. This particular kind of.
Wow, I did not expect this to be a beast.
Yeah, that's excitement. I need to send it to Lee.
I love this grumpy little shepherd, the turtle and snake friends, some storytellers, zodiac guys, and these awesome ladies who were not supposed to be riding horses this way. And I realized we hadn't actually seen anything related to Canada, so we found this Indigenous Peoples exhibit on the way out. We were exhausted and decided to take a nap before... going to see Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead with Dominic Monaghan and Billy Boyd.
Oh, it's still a video. Oh.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern? Or Guildenstern and Rosencrantz?
Who knows? So I was in the elevator with 3 women, and they looked like athletes. And they started talking about the night that they had, and one of them had a black eye, and they were like, "Oh, you got into a fight," and they were joking. Turns out they're female hockey players, like ice hockey players. You were so cool. Another thing that the U.S. needs to get on, because Canada is so much better. Wood disposable utensils. Brilliant. Simple. America. Get your shit together.
Caitlin had to head home that morning, so Mullen and I went to Casa Loma. Which happened to be hosting a kids event called Imagine Dragons that day.
Dragons.
Having liver and bidet sprays.
Liver and what?
Bidet sprays?
Where is that? Oh wow.
Wonder if it's sprays.
Just just in case you need some good liver massage.
Exactly.
Yes. What is this? Ah! Yes. Organ. Welcome to the Xavier School for Gifted Mutants. No wine cellar.
Then, of course, I had to check out ye olde metaphysical shoppy in whatever city I'm in. Then Mullen and I used just our credit card to get on transit, headed to the airport to do some work, and then flew home.